And fall in, my fellow Scout Troopers, and welcome to a 5v3 3rd Age Reforged battle replay today. Today's replay set to be by Mark not too long ago, so thank you, Mark, for the replay. He's one of 3 defenders today, and we're actually at a map that I don't know. I actually have not played on this map at all for a siege. This is probably a good reason why players don't usually play on this map. The walls are extremely low. The attackers are already storming towards the citadel. Might have to actually pause it there because they're up too far from the gates. This seems like a very, very hard city to defend. It's very easy for the attackers to sort of fire into the city. The defenders don't have any archers deployed to repel the attackers if they try to swarm the outer defences, which they look like to be in the process of doing, which is interesting. So we'll do a quick look up to the army comps first, but before we get started, if you want to see your own total replay featured here on this channel, there are links you can send your replay to me in the video description below. We'll touch on more on that at the very end, but for now, let's go through the army comps today. So, we'll start with Mark's army, of course, who's commanding Mirkwood. He's got some Woodland Ram Patrol already firing. We've got some Woodland Protectors over here. We've got some Horus Sword and Shields, and some Warren's Owen Lunk. They're probably just here to deploy their stakes, and hopefully he'll move them to a more suitable location where they can use their armor-piercing arrows, but probably not on Harad, or maybe fire on the Demons of the Desert. I know armor-piercing shouldn't really do too much, but they should do extra damage and bring down the demons faster than normal archers. They're also a bit more accurate too. We have over here some Herpeng, again armoured up. Looks like most of the Mirkwood units are armoured today. The catapults are already firing on Harad as well. Well, the Ringwood Rangers here, all spread out. I thought these guys could hide. Mark might have revealed them too early by mistake. We've got some Herpeng again, archers, some Ents. We have the Rudar, remember Barbas. I don't think I've seen Barbas before, so welcome to Reforged. And also apologies if I've forgotten you, if I've seen you before. We have over here some Heriday Rangers, Heriday Nobles, and we have Umba here commanded by Proximus Centauri. He's got 2 units here of Karnadas Legion, Belliceth Marksman, some Elmer King's Palace Guard. We've got some Heriday Pikes here, 2 units, would have cost Barbos a bit more to bring 2 of them. I feel like I've seen Barbos before, which is why I sort of gave that weird introduction to him. We have over here some Belliceth Axe Guard here, 2 units. We've got some Warlords of Umbar. We've got some Herc Spears. Well, Spear. Can't speak tonight. Shield and Spear. Hey, the Belgian guy. Good to see you, mate. We have here her Sword and Shields, Corsair Crossbows. We've got some Cashmere's Rangers, Elders of the Elven King, and Harbingers of Casimir. Narinaw Royal Guard, Narinaw Sentinels, Belliceth Marksman. I'm not liking where the defenders are putting all their best troops. This whole area is highly clumped up. If the attackers have any catapults, and this is definitely the plateau that I want to be firing on right now. Yeah, I think I see Rune over there. Luckily for the defenders, he does not have a Dragon's Breath cannon, or this battle will be over before it even started. So yeah, it's very lucky there for the defenders. We've got some Belliceth Marksmen over here, 2 units. Some Ardunian Shield Guard, a couple units there, bunched up. A Karnadas Legion, 2 units there. Corsair Blackguards, and another unit of Corsair Blackguards. Down here, Trollshire Axors, Wishram's Slavers, Rudar Swordsmen, 2 units there. Sindar of the Girdle, Heriday Berserkers, Horus Sword and Shields, Heralang 2 Heavy Swords. Dunman Spearmen, Ethelmul's Troll Hunters, 2 units there. And Trollshire Axors. Got some Rudar Marksmen out front, a couple units of them. Maybe even 3. No, I don't know. I think there's 2 units there. Yeah, sort of crossed with each other. I can't talk to that. Yeah, this is why I'm doing a live recording. We have over here the first of the attackers, the Shire, commanded by Froggy. Yeah, Froggy. He's got 2 units here of Hobbitry and Arms. We've got some Craftful Protectors, 2 units there. Would have cost him a pretty penny to bring 2 of them, which means his army will be significantly reduced in size because of that. 3 units of Powerful Protectors. Maybe there's some sort of maybe you can bring more Powerful Protectors. I thought you could only bring maybe 2 max, but he's brought 3. Maybe there's no penalty for 3 anymore. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. I swear my mouth will get better. We have 2 units here holding battering rams, so they're going to knock down lots of holes here for the attackers to stream through, no doubt. Most of the Shire army is actually hidden. Most of the army can hide on the field. That's what's annoying about them. They'll reveal themselves later, I'm sure. We have here Harad by Morris, a veteran as well. We've got some Serpent's Fangs here, Saffron Warband, Moab Warriors, Moab Beast Hunters there, the Javelins. Just around the Serpent Guard here, a couple units there, armoured up. We've got 1 unit here that's not armoured, however. Now you get the Beast Hunters. We've got some Hadron Spearmen pushing Battering Ram and Sapphire Warband. So, you know, most of the light tier troops leading the way, makes sense. Champions of Nafrat, Troman of Harad, a couple units behind them, and 2 units of Southland Pikemen defending the rear of the army and, of course, the general. So, you know, Morris has sent up his army right. He's just worried about Defender's Cav, as he should. Next we have here Rune, come by Fire Capped Les McBurney. I swear his name's getting longer. We have over here Lake Gamp Rim, 3 units there. Lake Flag Rim, another 3 units, they're pretty traditional. 2 units of Lake Sail Rim, a very traditional runic army so far. Eastern Warriors, 2 units here, Backup Trident, not armoured up. We got here some Eastern Crossbows, not armoured. Bit of a gamble not to bring armour for the crossbows. 2 units of them. No Camels Chosen. Then again, in a typical runic army these days, it's kind of almost rare to see Camels Chosen be brought. Don't know why, except maybe the fact that they're expensive. Let's just have a quick look here, make sure they're not hiding anywhere. Got some Dragon's Breath crossbows, I didn't see them before. And I think we've finally come to the last attacker here. Angmar, and by the Chosen One, okay. We have here Witchon Pikemen, not armoured, good and bad guard. Another unit Richon Pikemen. Snarker Stalkers, Blackwatch Legion. Again, looks like this Angmar player's gone for a more numerical force. No armor upgrade, of course, except for the Witchon Scourge Raiders. We've got 2 units there of the good and bad guard. We've got a big ass storm outside. That lightning that's been going on for the last 2 hours. We have over here Witches of Angmar as well. Funny, hey? As soon as I land on Angmar, the storm kicks back up again, and that's a sign. And we have Mladris. It looks like it wasn't the last attacker. We've got Mladris here, committed by V19 Torrent. There's some Elder Enemy Archers, Archers of Rindale here, Mladris Sentries, Elder Enemy Spearmen, 2 units there, Catapult. Oh, the Catapult's in the wrong position. Hopefully he'll move into a better one later on. Swords of Rivendell here, Brunei Riverwards, Queta Arthen. Another unit of Brunei Riverwards, Norentina Warriors, Eldenwy Lancers, and Eldenwy Swordmasters. And that's it. So, let's get this battle underway, everyone. Enjoy. Now, obviously I would think Mladris needs to haul ass and get themselves probably either here or where Harad is. Obviously it makes sense for him to get to, I think, where he is. I think Harad's location is closer, just slightly. But over here he could get more arrows into the troops from this angle. Because if he gets his archers and his catapult firing on this plateau here, then that'll force the defenders to send their best troops into the city, you know? And right now this defense, it looks like it could be unraveled very quickly if the attackers apply pressure at the right point. Go easy on the ammunition there, Mark. It's tempting to fire on a Hadron force, but he spread his army out considerably. More Beast Hunters might be worth firing a little bit, but he's already tried to shoot this army already, and he hasn't had too much success, so you're better off saving your ammunition until later. Seven's Fang is firing already into the Woodland Realm Patrol. Woodland Realm Patrol is pretty irritating. It might be a light tier archer unit, but they can still rack up a few kills. They can hit the Seven's Fangs from that distance. They should be firing on the Moab Beast Hunters. Try and weaken them a bit. Or Demons of the Desert even, if they can hit that far. Alright, let's go over here. Okay, Rune's locking down the gate.
The enemy are battering down our gates.
You should be able to knock holes here in the fence as well. So where's Angmar going with his battering ram? Oh, he's just wasting his ammo.
Curses! The
Well,
enemy
he's
are
not.
battering down
Oh,
our
hang on.
gates.
He's firing his Herpang archers here. Looks like the Fancy is getting in the way there of their archers. We've got some shooting their arrows upwards. Okay, targeting Mulak Beast Hunters now. That's a worthwhile target.
Blast their eyes.
That's one of the bigger weapons in Harad's arsenal. The units I think I fear most in Harad's army is, of course, Beast Hunters and Demons of the Desert. Those are the units that can do the most damage very quickly to your force. Next after that is the Trollman of Harad, and then after that, Champions of Nafarat, I reckon. The Trollman here being brought up. Champions of Nafarat might be worth firing a few volleys into the champions. If he's going to bring him that close, he could potentially kill the enemy's general. Assuming, of course, the general's in that unit. Which he isn't. Oh no, he is. His general isn't Champions of Nafarat. Seven's Fangs are firing again. So Froggy is knocking down his gate. It's almost done. We've got Bambados Pass Archers trying to fire over the fence. And this angle is probably not too good. A few are shooting straight, most of them shooting upwards though, so...
The enemy's ram has breached the gates!
If they're shooting at Mirkwood units, that's no real cause for concern. For the defenders anyway. Ulba, just hang on. Okay, yeah, Umba's out here and he's harassing the enemy. He's killed about 30 crossbows here. He's targeting one unit at a time. Maybe. Look, like Bernie here did not send his Gamp Brim, even his Flagon, to protect the crossbows. Instead of doing cycle charges, Proxima probably should have left his troops in melee. They would have killed the Eastern crossbows easy enough. And I don't think this other unit here could have got a bead on them, because they would have been working their way through the unit, through the enemy's ranks. And crossbows can't really shoot through friendly units to fire on the enemy. They just don't work that way. So he was protected if he stayed in battle, but he left, and that paid the price. Okay, and Maris here leading the charge. Narman Spearman here holding the line at the front. A little bit too soon to send in the Trollshire Axos. Etamor's Tront is also moving up. We've got the Maris Catapult here firing towards Barbos. And Maris here really wasting the catapult ammunition. We've got Marksman taking a beating here from the Elven Archers, it would seem. We've got Hobbitry Arms here that could be outflanked. They should be breaking these units quickly. I mean, they're wavering. It wouldn't take much to send them over the edge at this point. And send in the Rudar Swordsman just to break them and then pull them back. Murderous Spearman now moving in. That changes things a little bit. This is where the Trollshire Axos need to step up. Throw their axes. They're going to break through their Spearmen in due time. They're not getting the gate. These hunters are trying to fight either through the gate or over the fence into enemy forces. Looks like he's going to try and fire through the gate. Gwyneth Rubber Troll is just standing at the front to try to absorb any fire that comes their way. It's also a good throwaway unit to charge through the gate and pursue the Beast Hunters. Mark isn't paying attention though. And he's targeting the Hurling Tornado Heavy Swords. The Oil Patrol is not firing. We've got Hashari Shadows here. And the Woodland Ram Patrol is not spread out at all. This is not good. Mark is not paying attention here. He's not fighting anywhere else, I don't think. Because Rudar's in control of that gate over there. Proxima's in charge of things over here. So far, there's been no significant seceding of ground to the enemy, to the attackers. So Mark should be paying attention to this. He's almost allowing them to shoot. He's charging them out now, but I think Herad's done a bit of damage here. We've got multiple casualties. He would have done a bit of damage there to that unit of hurtling swords. LW Lance is moving up. Hopefully, I bet the defenders are hoping he charges them through, because they're not going anywhere fast if they try to charge. There's the stakes there, and the defenders have enough troops to keep that unit pinned down. It'll be very difficult for them to charge through. They'll take heavy casualties if they try to charge. He's already sent up. The other enemy archers are already out of ammunition. Still got 30,000 frames to go. 13 to 13%. The cow's moving in. Ruda he's trying to pack the gate. Babylon's throwing every unit he has to make sure this CAD unit cannot get through. We've got Axis coming in now as well. I half wondered if they could get up the hill there. Looks like they can. Okay, we got Axis coming through. We got Javelins coming through. Good news for the defenders is their missile fire is bringing them down. Bad news is they're wasting a lot of it to try and bring these guys down. Down to 14. Archers from down. So V19 has pretty much used up all these missiles already. Shield Guard doing their best to keep the enemy out. The Belgath marksman over here. They're trying to bring down the second unit of Balclop Tribesmen. So McBurney here has sent up 2 units of Balclop Tribesmen. He's taking a few casualties. At this range, it's kind of hard to miss. Not letting Herad also room move forward. Trying to get him in closer. Herad set up their assault. We won't be able to breach with this. We'll need more, obviously. And of course, with that catapult here, basically makes this whole area a no-go zone. Well, 22 to 19. Herad's forcing their way through. You can see their perimeter expanding just slightly. The elves trying to hack them down. Looks like they're starting to gain control again. Now the unit of archers has moved up. Beast hunters here are out of ammunition. The Herping archers could fire on the Muhad warriors, but they're cannon fodder, obviously not worth hitting. Servant's Fangs down to 30, so they've taken about 20 or so casualties. If we can take most of that on the chin. Rudar certainly got his work cut out for him. His troops are very lightly armoured compared to the Mladoris. The missiles do compensate for that a bit, but we know I think he's used up most of his Troll Shore Axos. I think he's used up at least one of his Ethelmill's Troll Hunters. He's got his second one moving into position. The Ethelmill's Troll Hunters are targeting the Proudfoot Protectors. He's slowly dying. (24 to 26) in favour of the attackers. Most of those guys are dying because of the Troll Shore Axos, not the Ethelmill's Troll Hunters. Sentries are coming in. Maybe a good time to use those Ethelmill's Troll Hunters. The Protectors are so bunched up. They're sitting ducks here for the Axos. Those Troll Hunters have to move forward. If Rudar's out of missiles, then he needs to call in reinforcements. He cannot hold here. Okay, we've got Dunedain Rangers here firing in. Thought I saw a Ranger fire. It could be why his defense is crumbling so fast. Ethelmill's Troll Hunters has some cover there because of the hill. Hobbitry is surging forward here, using the Mladoris' armour as cover. Rangers trying to bring him down. Hang on. This unit of Ethelmill's Troll Hunters has ammo. Maybe you save both these units. Proton Javelin's getting ready to move up. Troll Shore Axos, there's a fresh unit there, so you must have 3 of them. 34 to 31. Feeling a little bit bad here from Mladoris and the Shire. They're pressing their attack hard, the other players are not. I understand why Harad's hesitant. He's at the catapult on his side. I don't know why Ruin is being so timid. And Angmar as well. Angmar hasn't really moved up at all. He's just sort of watched their allies over there exhaust themselves, and that's not smart strategy. You've got to attack as a team. You can't just rely on a couple of players to sort of lead the way. Because if they exhaust their forces and don't make a heavy dent into the defenders, then it just makes it easier for the defenders to hold off the remaining players. Corsair crossbows here, getting ready to fire. The crossbows targeting the Dragonwrath Guildsman, and Bellicott Marksman targeting the Bellicott Tribesman.
It is coming for us!
Guildsman here dropping. Look, Bathcast Sapphire Bladesman. First time I've seen them. One's crossbows here, arcing their shots nicely into the Corsair Blackguards, down to 40. They've taken heavy casualties. Hopefully Proxima can use up their ammunition before they become almost useless to him. At this rate, it's not looking too good for him, is it? Saga Stalker's absorbing that fire. (42-37). So far out of the fence is holding pretty well. So they took some casualties up here. Has to be archer fire. I don't know if they used their catapult in this area. I don't know if they used their ranges yet. I'm not seeing the Trollmen of Harad, all the champions here. (42-39). Almost halfway through this. Harad needs to pull back. He's got to join his allies on the other side. He's got to join the Shire and Amaris. He's got to try and keep his distance from that catapult. He can't afford to surge through. Mark just has the area too well covered. We've got one of the Hairnet Pike units have been committed. Richmond Slavers have been committed now. Both units of Hairnet Pikes are here. Barbos throwing everything he's got here to hold back the Shire and Amaris. I don't think they're out of ammunition. See, Rudar's moving up now in force. Harridan Pikes are here. He's been backed up now by a unit of hurling twin heavy swords. That'll secure his left flank and drive back the Shire, the Hobbits. Now, what Froggy needs to be doing here to counter any advance from the defenders is to have a unit of Powerful Protectors on this hill here. They can arc their bolts easily over the fence into the enemy, thus driving back the left flank of the defenders, making it easy for their own forces to push forward through the left and the middle. Harridan Berserkers are here, trying to pick off the Brunei Riverwards, one by one. I think the Berserkers have one more volley left in them. Maybe another one. We've got enemy cav standing by. The fighting javelins, do they have ammo? Yes, they do. Rudar has had an insane amount of ammunition. His Shadow Nobles have taken a beating. We're down to 11, so somehow the enemy got into them. Trollmen of Harad here. He sent up one unit. We got Demons of the Desert being brought up. Well, Beast Hunters here. They've been out of ammunition for a little while now. Catapults being brought away. With the catapult gone, now's the time to commit. And looks like Morris is taking advantage of that. He's got to get his troops in there somehow. And he's got to get the demons inside the city. If you don't see run them around the outskirts, move their way over here. And just try and pick off the defenders out in the outer defences. The Powerful Protector is firing point blank into the Harridan Pike. .55 to 54, it's pretty done even. Don't know where Rudar's going with this. The unit's heavily depleted. It's down to below half strength. He's probably thinking he's keeping the Powerful Protectors in battle. He's preventing them from shooting their crossbows under the gate or through the gate into his forces, and he's killing them. He's stopping them from firing into his forces, and to him that's a win. And to an extent, he's right. Harridan Pikes seem to be doing pretty well. They're holding the fort just. They're buying time for Rudar to reform himself, get ready for the next wave to come through. Mark here has some reinforcements standing by in case they're needed. Rudar stepping up his attack. But the Barrow-wights here now as well. Timor's Troll Hunters and Frozen Javelins are also over here. But now's the time for Sindar to be brought up. I mean, Barrow-wights here look pretty darn exposed. And Sindar here could make short work of the Barrow-wights. That saves the defenders valuable ammunition for other forces later on. Proxima should not be moving up his crossbows unless he intends to use them on units like the Gambrim, like Flagrim, preferably, of course, the Dragon's Wrath crossbows, but I don't think McBurney will bring them up anytime soon. Which on Pikeman? Again, yeah, good target there for the Corsair crossbows. Sindar here should be charging the Barrow-wights. The marksman here, out of ammunition. Catapult here, getting some good hits there into that unit. Pikeman's being attacked now on all fronts. How fast, how long can they hold? Or how fast will they break? It's a little weird this battle took 40,000 frames. I guess maybe the attackers can't breach the walls with their batting ram. I would have thought they could, in certain areas, of course, not in all. But maybe they can't. Harridan Pikes here, down to 6, fighting to the last man. Could be a little bit of friendly fire involved though. Okay, we're at the halfway point. We're at the halfway point and Harad is almost dead. I say almost, he's holding on by the skin of his teeth. We've got a bunch of champions here, all bunched up. Green Rangers with ammo, not firing. Okay, what's going on there? Is that a ballista? What killed them? Is it an enemy catapult? No, that's Demons of the Desert. She's lucky not to lose all of them. We might be about to lose the her oath. Elder's the king here, trying to fire into him. I say trying because the hill's intercepting a few of those arrows. And that guy slit his throat.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Mark needs to stop wasting ammunition with that catapult. Everywhere we go, we seem to see a unit of trolls or axles. Someone else like Ruda has an infinite supply of them. That's not true, of course, but it just feels like it. Seemed us charging up.
Pray something changes.
They've got Sapphire Blazeman.
For defeat seems almost certain.
Yeah, they're trying to get their pound of flesh. Must be in guard mode.
We've lost half of our men.
Rim's forces are about to break. Like Rim trying to reinforce. Still, like Gankrin there. Given the enemy's position where the defenders are, that's what I mean by enemy, maybe the Dragon's crossbows can arc their bolts over through the entire line here of the defenders, taking out the Askar like that. Trolls going to bad. How many kills can they get?
Only half the enemy force remains.
Catapult ain't firing. Hey, Nobles running around looking for a target. Mark's almost in no hurry to finish off Harad. And again, he does have him pretty much dead to rights. The Elders here need to stop wasting their ammunition on such a unit. It is not worth it. $74 to 72. It's been pretty close this whole battle. Still, I wonder what the next 17,000 frames could possibly tell. The Elders seem to shoot almost anything that moves. They can sink their arrows into. Demons are back. Those Elders want to target the demons, but they ran out of the gate just in time.
Our ally lies dead, slain by the enemy. We must help his men avenge him.
That looks like Ruda. I'm not sure how much he cares at this point. Most of Ruda's army is gone. But like Askar mixed in with Herodane Berserkers and Herodane Pikemen. I saw Berserkers. No, it's just Belk of Axgard and Herodane Pike. Okay. That's a potent mix there from Umbar and Ruda. Combined might should easily be able to overpower the immediate attacking forces anyway. Just over 15,000 frames to go. Variance between the two teams is not that much. Narrow guard here, trying to fire on the Dragon's Wrath Guildsman. Dragon's Wrath Guildsman winning this fight. Narrow guard. Luckily for them, Guildsman here out of ammunition. That was nice. What would even be sweeter is if somehow a catapult shot got into these guys. Being all nicely bunched up, catapult could rack up a crap ton of kills with a nice volley here. Let's see what it does. Might be coming in for another shot. Oh, too high. Every shot too high. Of course, the blackguards are trying to fire in. That one was slightly better. Otherwise, spreading themselves out now. And it wasn't too late to do that.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Oh, there goes Haraj General. He really seems content killing Barrow-wise, doesn't he? 79 to 79. Balance of forces evenly matched somehow. Bravos here, his army's been stretched. He doesn't have too much left. He's got his hand-to-hand rangers though still in play. Saddam Parkman there, unintentionally being nice human shields there to the Guete Arken. Charles Gunabad here falling back. Wow. Why do players do that? That is the worst thing Mark could have done. He's charging his cab into heavy spearmen that are prepared facing in the right direction, and it's basically suicide for the Sindar to press that attack whatsoever. So, you know, he wisely pulled out of that disastrous move. Catapult out of ammunition. Well, I'd be very happy if you're the attacker to see that. Now, given the position here, Cassie's Rangers should be where the crossbows are. They're targeting the Proudfoot Protectors. They're body-piercing units, not really known for their long range. Proudfoot Protectors are even out of ammunition, so that's even worse in my book. If they had ammunition, you make a decent case to fire on them, I guess. But with range ammunition,
It is
that ain't
coming for
wise.
us.
Crossbows here trying to do their best to hold back the Dragon's Wrath crossbows. Crossbows need to get a few volleys into the defenders there. Given that they're all packed up, a few volleys could do wonders for the runic attack. I wonder where the witches are. He hasn't brought them up yet. Well, 13,000 frames left, and it's 85 to 83. The attackers are somehow still staying in the game after all this time. Golden trackers are moving up now. Let's see, it's golden trackers, golden trackers. Okay, I see the witches now.
Seems almost certain.
Guys, if you're stuck at a point like this, you need to have something to tip the scales into your favour. You've got to break this deadlock. Right now, looking at this, you have to assume the defenders here will win this battle at the moment in this specific part of the whole battle, you know? Khamais are solely focused on this fight here. Now, I say that because right now the attackers are not doing anything to tip the scale back in their favour. In terms of the quality of troops here, it's definitely on Umbar's side. They've got the Akronos Legion, they've got the Naru Sentinels in particular. They've got the Aedean Shield Guard as well. The Caster's Rangers is there just to support them. I wouldn't really throw them into the reason that the Umbar's going to win here, of course. But there are no pikes on the attacker's side. Defenders here have pikemen. That's a big advantage for them. Dragons out of crossbows need to get themselves into a better position. Looks like they're trying to do that. If they can fly over that fence, then that should be golden for them. They're trying to fire in. Scourge Raiders here, out of ammunition. This isn't working out well for the attackers. The crossbows are not getting the desired volley or arc into the defenders. Hopefully he can fix that.
Pray something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Elf on elf. Got a dead troll there. Now, I've got the Winter Protectors here throwing javelins over their heads. This is a pretty good line for the attackers. Their Richon Pikeman is the only unit really keeping them in the fight. Unfortunately, now they're wavering. That's not a good thing for the attackers to see. Gutenberg Guard here seems to boost the morale, though, of the pikemen to wavering now up to shaking. Over here, the battle is pretty much over. Pretty much all the Shire troops have been defeated. Notorous troops are on their last legs on the other side, which means it might come down to Angmar and Rune.
The enemy general lies dead.
Wow, a ranger here took out Samwise Gamgee. Crossbows are trying in vain to break their defense. Attackers are running out of manpower. Let's have a look over here. We've got some Elven King's Palace Guard left. Harbingers of Casimir. We've got Cinder. Rudar at this point is just throwing everything he's got. Okay, Richon Pikeman pulled back. Oh, no, that was Southron Pikeman. They broke. Okay.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him,
Oh, there goes the Ladders. Their army's mostly dead now anyway. Attackers need the witches. It's time to use the witches. Where are they? Still at times 2 speed. Not really getting a lot of change in the direction this battle is going. Right now, if I had to call it, I'd say the defenders will win this one. Largely because they've held back the enemy considerably, forced them to use up a ton of ammunition while still having some of their own. Green Rangers don't have a shot. $8,000 lucky frames to go.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
This is just a slow game of attrition, you know. It's getting to that stage where both sides are running out of tricks. They still have a couple up their sleeve, I can see. Mark here has just secured this flank. He's not going to try to engage the enemy in the rear. From over here. He should. He needs to divide his enemy's forces somehow. That's definitely one way to do it. And a very common tactic where ancient generals used to bait people to attacking them to draw them into a kill zone of their own making. So one army draws the enemy forward while the other army either outflanks them or shoots them from behind, so that the two allied forces smash into the middle, crushing their enemy in a vice. Greenwood Rangers don't have a shot, it would seem. Blackwatch Legion is bunched up. Greenwood Rangers should be firing on them right now. But Mark's opportunity appears to have gone. A slow game of attrition. Come on, Angmar, send up your Blackwatch Legion. No, they've been at the front for some time. G'day, Winnie Pops. They were at the main gate during the assault when it really got underway. The catapult was also firing in as well, but didn't seem to get too many casualties. It had a couple of good volleys on them. He had 2 units of Barrow-wights when the battle started. But as you can see, they've handled themselves well. It's no real surprise. Barrow-wights, as you know, are very hard to kill. We got Dragon's Wrath Gelsman somehow got into the back lines of the defenders. Mark was slow to reinforce Proxima Centauri. The way this battle started too, Windy, is that most of the attacking forces spawned just outside the fence, almost.
Our men no longer
So
command
neither
the
side really had to go far, but what's also interesting is that it doesn't appear like you can knock down sections of the wall like you can for Edoras, because on each side, with the 5 attackers,
Our ally lies dead.
they all went through the gates that goes inside of the fortress. That says that maybe they either can't break down the fence, or chose not to. Now if they chose not to, that's a huge technical error on their part. And I'm very surprised they would make that mistake. So I'm in the camp that they can't knock down the fence, because that would be the only explanation they wouldn't knock down more entry points into the city. When the battle began, it just enabled the defenders to focus them down.
The enemy army flees the field.
Now it drained the defenders considerably, just to hold them here, of course.
Our men are in command of the city. Our men no longer
But
command
had the
the
attackers
city.
been allowed to punch multiple holes into the fence, then I just don't see how the defenders could have held on as long as they did in this area. They would have been pushed back to the plateau, where the attacking archers from all around could shoot into that plateau,
Our men are in
and
command
basically
of
wear
the
down the
thrust
defenders to the
control
point
of
where they just move in one big push, wipe out the defenders, win the battle, easy peasy. If someone does redesign this map in the future, these walls here have to be higher. It just seems too easy to target the defenders here on the hill.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. Our enemy has command of the city.
It is 97 to 97. Now, who here? Okay, Angmar here's gone. Cinder the girl took him out. Froggy, the cheeky little bugger here, has one Proudfoot protector alive, trying to capture the enemy citadel. The sneaky, pesky hobbitses. We've got some Harbingers of Cassian moving back there trying to finish off that hobbit.
The enemy is no longer in command of the city.
Yeah, that's no real surprise. Cinder, the girl there, is doing what I thought he should have done a long time ago, which is charge the Cinder into the barrow
Such
whites.
tidings does victory emerge.
He's doing it now. And this will have the same effect as before. It's a pretty close replay, 97 to 99. 40,000 frames in. Again, both sides could have deployed strategies that would have enabled them to win this battle a bit more convincingly. But I am nitpicking there. Nothing else is here. This is going to be where the last battle was fought. Oh, it must have crashed. But it is 98 to 100. The defenders would have won. Unfortunately, we cannot show the kill counts. That is the one big downside. And probably the only reason Mark sent this replay to me in the first place was because it crashed, unfortunately, right at the very end. It would have pissed off, I think, everybody that was still playing at the time. So I feel for you guys. But still, great battle. We did see a conclusion to that battle. We do know who would have won. So well done to the defenders there on their victory. Unlucky to the attackers. Again, I think those guys should have moved a lot of their archers to this area here to shoot at the defenders on that plateau, because they can. And that would have weakened the defenders enough for the attackers to win the fight, I think, easy.